Welcome again as we are looking at Psalms each day, day by day, as we go through these days of separation. The Psalm we're looking at today is, again, Psalm 23. If you've been following along, you know we've already looked at Psalm 23 once. We're going to look at it again. This time we have a meditation from Dave Brannon, who happens to be the editor of this book on Together with God through the Psalms. So he has a meditation on Psalm 23 as well. It's called Fear of Dying, and we'll take a look at that. But let me read the 23rd Psalm to you again. I know it's familiar, but I enjoy reading it. So, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all of the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. He's looking at especially the fourth verse. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. He says, in his book, The Mystery of Marriage, Mike Mason said, death builds by slow degrees of awareness, like the unfolding of a murder mystery, in which we ourselves turn out to be the victim. Yes, death is a mystery, a veiled, relentless threat. It is the essence of separation and sadness. This makes death a repulsive word to many people. For them to speak of death is to discuss life's most unfathomable reality. The word paralyzes them. They see death as a dark, foreboding, abysmal, incomprehensible gulf. There's a danger in that kind of thinking. Author and pastor Henry Van Dyke observed, some people are so afraid to die that they never begin to live. The fear of dying deprives many people of happiness and contentment. Psalm 23 makes it clear that this doesn't have to be true for God's followers. If you're a child of God and are afraid of dying, consider these reassuring facts. God is right beside you, verse 4. He will comfort you, verse 4. He provides for you in spite of your enemies, verse 5. He makes goodness and mercy follow you, verse 6. He will receive you at death into his house, verse 6. Don't be ashamed to admit that you're afraid of dying, but then ask God to replace your fear with the confidence he alone can give. Dave concludes, those who fear God need not fear death. We do not fear death, although we're not ready to take the journey right now. We are prepared. Whenever we are called, whenever we are instructed by God, whenever this is the will of God, then we will confidently, at least we say so now, confidently go into that new realm. It's a new normal. Just as we're experiencing a new normal now, death will probably be that last new normal that we ever have to experience. As we go into that, we know that we are going home. We know that we are being welcomed into God's house. And so although we don't fear it, we don't have to hasten the departure. Let's make the most of each day as it comes to us. Let's do the will of God and follow in his commands as we go forward. Even in uncertain times as these, we can still follow his command and not fear dying. Have a blessed day. I hope that these are of some use. I know that I'm getting some use out of them, so we'll talk again later.